Hello, welcome to another EagleSix test video. Today we're going to be testing this Tokyo Marine Mark 46 for a customer. So obviously this customer build, so what we've done is stripped it down and obviously rebuilt it all back up, lock tightening as we go. If you own one of these, we highly recommend you keep an eye on lots of bolts. If any bolts get loose, you know, even if you just pop into a local shop and ask somebody to just tighten something up, it's just worth doing rather than letting it to the point when it's wobbling and potentially the play then creates, you know, more problems like things breaking. So on this we've replaced the bushings. So we've seen in a couple of cases where the actual bushings after a period of time can start to fail. So we're recommending to go to metal bushings on these. So these are from RetroArms. We've also installed, so obviously we double checked the shimming and rebuilt, you know, after installing those because that's a requirement. And then we installed a Firefly AEG Hop Rubber in there, and we've done a small custom flat nub just to go in above that because obviously the Firefly style is slightly different and requires sort of flat nubs rather than sort of pointy ones or anything. That comes as standard with this. So we've also fit the EagleSix Mark 46 upgrade spring. There's a specific spring made for this. So it's kind of like the size of an AEP spring, but longer. And that produced about 320 FPS. We've also made some 3D printed spacers, spring guide spacers, just to buff that spring because obviously 320 isn't 350, and obviously a lot of customers are requesting 350. Obviously in future batches, and obviously depending on, I mean, these are selling quite well, if you know what I mean. So they're doing quite good, if you know what I mean, in the grand scheme of things. So obviously we may well invest in a second batch of springs and stuff, but we wanted to obviously see how well they were going to sell, because obviously if there's only, you know, 20 of these in the entire world, if you know what I mean, we don't need thousands and thousands of different springs for them, you know. But we'll see what happens with regards to the future and whether we do an actual 350 spring. But until then, the spacers did the job and got it sort of just in under the FPS limit. So it's running about 341 on twos and 370 I think it was on threes, which was about 20 down, you know, on what the maximum is for threes, but still it's a whole lot better, if you know what I mean, than what you know, the gun is out of the box, which is 280 feet per second, so you'll be getting sort of a lot less on threes. So so that's pretty much all the upgrades that have gone in there. It's essentially they're obviously a very great gun, you know, obviously they live pretty well out of the box, but essentially that's all upgrades are for a lot of guns, to be honest, is just the ability to send heavier ammo faster and the ability to lift heavier ammo further, so that you basically overall result is more range. So done a Dean's modification on there as well, and otherwise we'll just test it now just to obviously demonstrate it and make sure it's all good to go. Double check the old camera's still good. Imagine me on receiving end of that. There we go. I think that's a pretty solid test. It's obviously going well, and like I say, got what the customer wanted, which obviously increased FPS and obviously extra longevity from those bushings in there. So, and obviously as and when, you know, aftermarket companies want to bring out some more stuff, we'll obviously fit those too. Hopefully it's everything you wanted. Enjoy. Any problems, let me know. Thank you very much.